Hello, this is Svetlana Shepitsina, and this tutorial is about Angular custom directives with controller and link functions. And today we will create a simple working template using Plunker. And in order to do this, you just need to launch editor in Plunker, and the simple working template will be created for you. And when you run it, you can see hello Plunker header, and I already changed script index, and I added directive for me, and this directive has a name, my user info directive, and here it is in script. First of all, I create module with name my user info directive and directive with name user profile using camel case, and function then returns directive like element. In order we had possibility to use it like element, and of course name of our template using snake case, otherwise it will not work. Camel case with for creating name, and snake case for passing HTML template and in index. And all we need just to use it like element, use it with name like snake case. And here it is. It's completely static view, as you can see, with header and paragraphs. And now we will change it. First of all, in script we need to add controller, and it will be controller with scope and function. And we create on scope breeder like our user with first name, last name and membership. It's a little bit different, but we can change it or leave like this in order to see difference. And after that, after restricting our element, our script, we will create scope, here also we have IntelliSense, and we create in scope some braces, and usually when I click enter, it's a little bit different to work like in Visual Studio. When I click enter, I have a closing brace created for me, and after that I need to use comma like this. We created controller and scope, and in scope we tell use template my gist user, and in single quotes equal, it means that user is our object, and this object will have first name, last name and membership on scope breeder. Okay, after that decorating user, we need to come back to index and insert a div with our controller. Like this, and in user profile directive we will pass our user is equal to breeder. Like this. And again in script we don't touch template yet, and again in our script we will create in directive our controller. I will use my gist again quickly, and here in controller we on function with inner scope that we created in directive, we tell scope display true, and we create edit with function, and after that in function display false, and then we save with display true. How it works, I will show it in our template user profile. First, for our name, instead of name we can try using double curly braces pass our property first name using user object. User first name, and we see John here, and come back to our script. We can change it to mark if it works. Now it mark. So now our template is not so static. We can change names of our users, and similar we can do with our last name and membership. But next what we can do, instead of using first name and then passing our object property, I will delete this, and I can use template. First of all, I create a button it will be after our div. With tab I create a button quickly, and I want to have possibility to edit our view. It will be just edit, and it doesn't appear even like button yet, but we will see it in future. And we can see our first name, but if I insert a template using our controller properties display, we will see mark again. So what we did in our script controller, we have in our script we have controller with display on scope function and edit that we use in future, and now when we pass it in our template user profile, our name appears. And after that we can't edit yet, but to edit it usually we need to have an input. So I insert an input, and I add functionality to our input. And when I insert it, I can click Ctrl S like in the usual application in Visual Studio, or click Save. And in input we use ng hide display, type text, and ng model user first name. We run it, but still we cannot edit it, and we need to add some functionality to our button. First of all, it will be ng show display, and we can see our button, and ng click edit. When we click on it, we have possibility to edit name of our user. But we cannot save it, and our input cannot disappear. So what we can do after that, we insert such a line. It's also button, but with function ng hide. First it will be ng show display, and now ng hide display, and ng click save with function save, and we save our document on Planker and click on edit and change to John, for example, and click on save, and everything works. And now our first name can be changed anytime very quickly in this view, and our page stays the same, and we can save time. Everything is quickly. Edit John Mark. It's so easy. And after that we can create similar functionality for all properties of our user, like we call breeder in this case. And all this possible because we created a controller with functionality display and edit that we use in our template. And I will just use my gists, not like this. Okay. Copy and paste. And I need to delete static names. Save it. And now for last name we have display with object user last name, and the same in input we use an ng model, and the same for membership. And when we click on edit, now we have possibility to change all three inputs. And just to show that it works quickly, I add letter S, and the same I delete, and it works. And after that we can we created a controller, and for example we want to our view to respond to us with different styles when we hover on it. What we can do for this, we can create a link in our script, and I have gist ready for us, and I will just copy and insert and show how it works. And now we have move a little bit lines like this, and now we created link with function, and we need to give scope, element, and attributes. Scope, it's our inner scope. Element, it's all our element is user account. Attributes we don't use, but we need to pass it for now. And after that we tell that element CSS, and element CSS, it's our CSS property with name and value, name cursor and value pointer. And it means when we hover over our element user account, our cursor has a view like a pointer. After that we tell using this element, all element, and then functionality on, mouse over, and we give function with event. It's our event on mouse over, and we add in this function class. It's just our CSS style. In user CSS I created a class hover. When we hover, we want our background color red, border green, and color blue, like this. And after that I tell that after this, after hover, I want to pass a string with class info, and in class info I have just color for my font red, and class info, you can edit this info. Everything easy, edit, save. And in order it disappears, because if I delete or comment this element on, you can see that instead of passing one time, we can see string variable as many times appear as we hover our element. So I come back, and we created element on the same, but with name mouse out, and function with event. After element next remove. It means that when we hover out from our element, we want to remove our styles. And element remove class how. And that's it. We save it and click on edit. We have colors. We change it, for example, to June. Save, and everything works. And the last trick that I want to show, it's a transclude option that we can give to our directive. And how it works. We have, as you can see in our user profile template, premium account name like h1, and it's static. We need we can't change it in different places of our application. And what if I want to use this string, for example, inside of passing my directive? And if I delete inside of template, unfortunately it disappears. So for now I can't do this. And in order to have such possibility, I need to add option transclude and set it to true. And it's very important that you need to create inner scope after using transclude, otherwise it will not work. It will use outer scope for passing view. What transclude option gives to us? It gives the content access to the outside scope, and I will show now how it works. And in our user template, we need to insert ng transclude div, and that's it. We have primary account, but we need to add some style to it, whatever we want, and it will be like this. We have premium account, we can hover over it and our link works, and with using our controller we can edit all our information in real time. And when you created this template in Planker, you can apply this functionality to any application in any time, just to change a little bit coding. And that's it for today. Thank you. Bye bye.